Hello, welcome back to another video. My name is Gemma and today we're going to be doing my December TBR. So I'm aware that this is probably going out at the beginning of December rather than the end of November. Apologies if you didn't see my last video. Life is a car crash. So with that out of the way, we will run through all the books I did not read for my November TBR, and then I will talk about the books that I'm reading in December. So last month I was very ambitious, and I did not only my standard TBR but a non-fiction November TBR and a historathon TBR. Now, as previously mentioned, life has been busy, and so basically I failed across the board. But in summary, for non-fiction November, I managed to get to one of the 4 books I read coming. So 1 out of 4 by Michelle Obama. So 1 out of 4 for non-fiction November. For historathon, I DNF'd the group book, which was The Lost Girls of Willowbrook by Ella Wiseman, and I have nearly finished Anna of Kleve by Alison Weir. I've got like 2 hours left of the audiobook and that's it. So 1 DNF and 1 almost finished for that, and I think there was like 9 prompts, so I also failed that. And then for my my TBR of 4 books, we had, for a gold book, The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini. Did I read this? No, I did not. Then for a non-UK, non-US author, I picked Notes from Underground by Dostoevsky. I didn't get to that either. For a new release, I picked Idle Burning by Usami, I believe. No, didn't get to that. And for a series, I picked A Closed and Common Orbit by Becky Chambers. Woohoo! 1 out of 4. So technically I did read something off of all 3 TBRs, but not much. So yeah. So when I fail my TBR, when I do not complete my TBR, I gift a diverse book to my local primary school, and so I will be putting a poll up for that on my community tab over the next week or so. So please help me to choose what to donate, and I will purchase that and drop it into the school when I get a free second. So let's move very, very swiftly on from November, shall we? And what am I reading in December? So I have 2 buddy reads. 2. Well, sort of 2. Okay, so rewind. The other book that was on my TBR was out of the mug of intimidating reads, and that's Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon, which I have started. I am only like 7% in, but I have started, and I am buddy reading that with the lovely Becky from Teacup the Storyteller. So we'll be reading that throughout pretty much the whole of December, because it's a big boy. It's a big boy, but I have started it, so who am I? Oh. Anyway, the other buddy reads that I have for December are Incendiary by Cleave, which I am reading with the lovely Heather from Reading with a Vengeance. I don't really know too much about this. It's about a mother-son relationship, and maybe she's not the perfect mother. That's all I really know. So we'll see when we get into this. I've never read any Cleave, but I know that I think Heather has, and she enjoys his writing. So we will see what happens with this. And then the other book I'm going to be reading is An Unnecessary Woman by Rabih Alemeddine, which I'm reading with one of my favourite Australians, Scott from Gunpowder Fiction and Plot. I don't know a huge amount about this. I know it's set in Beirut, and it's about a woman who translates works of literature into Arabic, but that is all I really know, and that's all I want to know going in. This, I think it was Shelley Swearengen's favourite book of last year. It was definitely up there. I have a feeling it was her favourite book, so that was really why I picked it up. and we will see if I agree. And it has also been blurbed by Colm de Boyne, who I do know that I like the writing of. So we'll see what we think of that one. But yeah, that's the other one I'm buddy reading. Just a brief interlude here to say I'm not participating in any readathons in December. Yes, I actually showed a level of restraint. I was very tempted the other day, but I resisted. So I'm only doing my standard TBR and the buddy reads. So I'm also going to double up, because one of my goal books for this year, so I have 4 buckets that I read from to pick my 4 TBR books. One of them is to read a book that was part of my 2022 goals, and this was one of my priority reads, so which I've already talked about, reading with Heather, so this counts for that. Then for a non-UK, non-US author, I am going to read A Burning by Megha Majumdar, who is an Indian author, I believe. This had quite a lot of hype a year or so ago, and I now can't remember what it's about. I think it's 3 perspectives. I think someone wrongly imprisoned, maybe, possibly the perspective of a sex worker, I'm not sure. 3 people in India linked. I think there's political stuff going on. I'll let you know if I get to it in December, but that's my pick. Then the book I'm choosing for a new release is The Boy and the Dog by Seishu, which is a book set in Japan, following a tsunami. A store owner, I believe, finds a dog, and it's about that dog's journey to find his owner, the boy that owns him. Sounds heartbreaking, and I feel like a good cry would probably do me good right now, so hoping that will tick that box also. And that is released in December. And then for a book in a series, I'm going to pick up Golden Poppies by Laila Ibrahim. This is the 3rd and final book in a trilogy, the name of which escapes me. I shall put it here. It's the Johnson and something series. I can't remember. Anyway, this is set sort of on the brink of and following the abolition of slavery in the US, and we follow 2 families, a white family and a black family, and they are intrinsically linked. In the first book, effectively the black family works for the white family, and then as slavery is abolished, we see how that dynamic shifts and changes, and the relationships between those 2 families adjust. So I really loved the first 2 books in this series, and so I'm very keen to get to the final one. And this could be my quickest TBR ever. That's it. So there's only 5 books on my TBR. These 2 plus A Burning, The Boy and the Dog, and Golden Poppies, and obviously the little book that is The Priory of the Orange Tree. So yes, that's what I'm going to be reading in December. Let me know what you're reading. Is anybody else having a break from readathons in December? Because I really feel like I need it. I feel like I've participated in so much stuff this year that I just need a break. So and I should have quite a lot of time to read also, because I've got a whole day off for my birthday next week in a spa. I'm so excited. And I am off between Christmas and New Year. We have shut down between Christmas and New Year, so I've got a whole week and a bit off to read. Though I will obviously also be doing stuff like playing trains and cooking for family and, you know, all those fun things. But yes, so hopefully I can get through a good whack of reading in December, is my point. Very waffly point, but my point nonetheless. If you wanted to go back and have a quick look at the goals that I set myself at the end of last year, I will leave that video here. Obviously, the new goal setting will be coming out at some point in December, and I think that's it. So I will see you guys soon for another one. Bye.